situated on the southwest coast of Ireland in the beautiful scenic Dingle Peninsula. On the 18th of September, for hundreds of years, an annual sheep fair has been held in Camp Village. Being the last camp fair of this millennium, we thought it only fitting as a tribute to all the sheepmen and women of the area to record their memories of camp fair down through the years.
Many members of the camp fair. In fact, this fair this year was my 87th dear camp fair. On status, I remember the first fair I went to. I remember it better than most of the others. My father gathered down the sheep the evening before, and we fixed them in the stone field. And he picked out 20 lambs and 10 wethers and 10 old ewes for the fair, and he left the rest after the hill. And then it was started dark in the morning. When Daniel rode to camp then, and at Shannon Goyle's bridge there was a flock of goats up on the bridge. And it was still. And we passed in Jack Muckey's before that the light was on. The lamp was lighting lights. It was the only house from here to camp. And Jack used to have to get up very early in the morning and travel the Dingle line from camp to the top of Donegal before the 9 o'clock train would go down. And he'd drive all donkeys or cattle or sheep or anything that'd be in the line, he'd drive them off the line. And we travelled on over to camp then. And at that time, it was a big cattle fair also at that time. The sheep fair used to be held at him, the 20th of August, Laventry used to have an action in the sheep, in Scotch sheep. But after a while, then that did out, and they used to bring them all to camp fair in September. And we had our sheep on the side of the road anyway, and Jack Bull O'Donnell was on the other side. There was a flock of others. And Jimmy O'Connor Skerlock was the other side with a flock of sheep, and we had to mind him there, stand there on the side of the road and wind him. But we went so long at all from Martin Nash, his sheep dealer from Achels, Castlemaine. He bought the lambs from my father. Savage from Corraheen bought all yours. There was a great demand for all yours that him. They just buy him and send him up to Kildare to fatten them. And at that time the standard of living was low, and they'd be fatter, and they'd get a great, they'd fatten in about 2 months. And they'd get a great price from them. They'd double the profit. But nowadays you couldn't sell even a yearling whether the standard of living has gone up. There is nothing on a lamb now.
How much did you get for the lamb?
We sold the wethers to Justin McCarthy from Winch. He had land down in Dublin too, and he was a big cattle dealer that time. But when we sold anyway, Jack Bull gave me a bob, and Jimmy Connor gave me for Bob as well, and I had for Bob. I would like to keep for Bob in my pocket. I haven't told them, and there was about 12 tins or more in each side of the road camp, in the side of the camp fair. And they were selling everything, bullseyes, blackjack, lady built. You get 12 bullseyes for a halfpenny.
We're here in Camp Fair, and it's 1999, the last fair of the millennium, and there's still a few sheep around. Hi lads, how's it going? Milo O'Brien is here and Pat Moynihan, both sheepmen. Milo from Kilteen Ban, great man for good dogs, winning competitions all over the country. Milo, have you sheep here today?
We have 2 rams. Yeah.
Do you think you'll get a good price for them?
I don't know, I haven't them sold yet anyway.
Pat, you have a few sheep here as well, I
suppose? Yeah, a few sheep, yeah.
It has gone down, of course, in comparison with what it used to be, really. Milo, you might tell me a bit about what your memories of it like when you were a young lad growing up and that.
It was much bigger anyway, you know, there was hundreds of sheep here. It was on for 2 days, but it got much smaller now, of course.
The evening before was the big fair then, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, they used to sell a share mallet the evening before, yeah.
Yeah, I remember them coming here from Kiel and over across to Castlemaine, I suppose, and they'd come down the road here and they'd have loads of pens down along, you know. So all the buying and selling was kind of done the evening before. It was a great crack altogether, you know. Well, it's a beautiful, fine day here in Camp for Camp Fair, the 20th of September 1999, and I suppose we'll wander on a bit further and talk to a few more lads. There's a lot of fellas with sheep and standing by pens, and they're talking about the bad prices and things are not good, but however, they're here and Camp Fair is still alive. We'll talk and we'll wander around a bit further. Well, now I'm after landing here at Winnie Sheep, and there's two men standing next to it. I know that this is Bat O'Connor from Glowngalt. Bat, tell us how the sheep going today.
Very badly then. There's no money for them, no prices.
You've been sold though, just the same.
All the old ones there, the old ladies, they made £2 a piece. I suppose they're worth it. They're well worth it. You wouldn't get much for £2 now, you wouldn't get a pint for it, but on from Thomas Ash.
Tell me a bit about your memories when you were a young lad coming to the fair. How long were you coming to Camp Fair?
I'm coming to Camp Fair since I was about 5 years of age, I suppose, or maybe younger. But it was a 2-day fair that time. The official day was the 18th of September. And at some stage they started to bring the sheep the evening before and to leave them in the fields around camp. And when the sheep started coming, the buyers started coming. So eventually they started bringing them earlier and earlier, and the biggest part of the fair was the evening before, which developed into the day before. From 10 o'clock in the morning, you'd have hundreds of people coming in here to camp. And just where we're standing here on the side of the road there, you'd have pens right up nearly as far as you can see. And along the main road, down as far as Patrick Moore's and back to Pauline Duffy's and down the height. You have the lads from Beanick and places up here, and the lads from the west. Back in Runberry, Thurshire, Tom Batten, the Carrolls, Tammy Mick, Schlieve, people like that.
So there was a great crack around as well, like there used to be playing music and all that.
There used to be great crack, and they'd be in and out of the pubs. Anyone that sell a few sheep, they'd go into the pub to pay one another. They'd have a drink and they'd come out and they'd go in again after a while maybe. But there's been that fight as well. When they get excited as the day progressed. But I remember myself the first time I ever saw a chip van. I saw it here in Camp Fair. Paddy Mahoney was part there beyond the cross. We were all around him. First time I ever ate a chip in my life. I was about 10 or 11 years of age going to camp school. But excuse me. There was on the 18th of September the school would be closed. It was an official school holiday, day off from school. But the 17th it would be open because the 17th wasn't the official fair day at all. But it was the biggest day, as I said to you a minute ago. But the farmers, the mountaineermen's sons and daughters, but especially sons, wouldn't go to school at all. I never went to school on the 17th of September on the Camp Fair day. And it was accepted that you didn't go to school. And I remember being up there in Nash's Field, and that was the school playground, because the school was just up here. And the lads, the lowland fellas, used to be inside there kicking football, and they're looking out across the wall at us and envying us, the mountaineer fellas. That's the way it was.
That's great, Bat. We'll try and catch up with Tom Bat. He's 92 and he's, I suppose, one of the oldest. He must be one of the oldest men now coming to Camp Fair, and I think he's somewhere around. We'll have a look around. Johnny Morris, it'd be 97 or 90, 96. Yeah, so he might be here too. We'll catch up with him below on the pub maybe later on. But in the meantime, we'll have a look for Tom Bat. He's around there somewhere. Well, now, we're just been approached by a very glamorous lady, and Darina Byrne. Darina has come to live in camp, and I don't know if you've been here for a camp fair before, Darina.
Have, and I love the colours of the sheep. The way they all have and they're all in different pens with all the different colours. It's very, very dramatic. I love it. I love it.
That's great.
Yeah, and we had a great night last night too, and there's a cake sale on up in lots of things happening around the place.
Have a nice day, Darina.
Identical father.
How are you doing anyway?
That's all right.
Where are you from?
Ballyduff.
Ballyduff. And what have you come to the fair today to buy, is it?
Just to look around.
To look around?
Yeah.
Do you ever buy sheep here?
No. Donkeys I'm
Looking for
for.
donkeys?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what would you do with the donkeys?
That's a good question.
Sell them again?
Keep them, breed them. And,
Breed them?
yeah.
And why is there so much demand for donkeys at the moment?
They're very scarce in this
Are they?
country. They're very scarce in
And
this country.
Why are people looking for them, do you think? You know, is it just to
Yeah, it's trying to bring them back into
bring
the
them back
country.
again?
Yeah,
As,
yeah.
Not to,
That's just pets more than anything now.
more as a pet?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Is that it, John Patrick?
That stopped last week.
Right. Yeah.
That stopped last week, that I'm going to tell now.
They were being bought and sent.
Yes, in England, them at 300 piece in Pope. Mere donkeys. So
Did
that,
you sell a donkey lately?
I
John
did, yeah.
Patrick?
I did, yeah.
And you did well?
I paid £275 for it.
It's good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I paid for it.
So now
Yeah,
you're
we
making a bargain, are you, at the moment?
Myself and
We're making
your
a
father.
bargain.
Yeah.
Come on, John. Take him for the 5.
I know. £4.
And I give you a quote.
What if I shouldn't have know, you give me
And I haven't given 10 other man for that.
Well, when I give a £32 for it.
I
can make that up,
didn't know.
Go on.
You must be getting very poor.
I know, that's it. That's it done. Very important.
I wish to God I had their backs.
Sure, why don't you divide it? Why don't you divide the pound?
Jag känner vad till vad det är. Känner vad till.
I couldn't. No.
Det jag har det.
Huh?
8, yeah.
Man kan bara ta till 20 pound för dem där ute. Det var nog där 20. 20. And that's 20. 40. Det var nog.
Better give them the 5 altogether and let me breaking it.
Det är 2 pound going to you nu.
2 for, yes.
Ja,
2 Jo, men är det fast för 20.
Du har
8 for 32. 21, 13, 20, 32.
Bara PS1 ner till B16 upp till 20 pound.
32 pounds.
Ja, det var ju någon att
So,
Come on, det var ju någon.
give me the 5 and I give
I
it
give
back.
you the 5.
I go back. You can have for that for look now.
All right. Good luck, boy. Good luck.
Look.
Du måste ge mig som betalt av all yours.
Huh?
Du måste ge mig som betalt av all yours.
But no, the pins there, the mistakes cost They cost 30 bob a piece.
Yeah,
We must carry home. I know.
We won't argue over it.
Oh, I'm not trying to I'm addressing this one here.
You're right now, aren't you, with your money?
We're right now. You got 2 pounds for looked into.
I got 2 pounds. 32, I got 3 pounds for that.
No matter.
32 pounds.
Well, that's one
And I
thing.
give you 30
That's one thing. Anything.
Oh, yes, 2 pounds, you're right.
I hope would be look
You're
but
right, you're right, you're right.
that's one thing. Anything I ever said is look.
All right, it'll be all right. We're quits now, aren't you?
Yes, this is Melia Day. Melia lives up in Beheanock and Kilteen Ban to be exact, and Melia is here for the fair as she always comes. Melia, are you enjoying the fair?
Yes, I am enjoying the fair. I came off here every years since I was a child. I was come home from the downside. My parents.
So, did you see a lot of changes, Melia, in recent years?
Well, I did. I think now it's not as big as it used to be when I remember it long ago.
Okay, Melia, no problem. One at a time. So, Melia, you did you bring sheep here long ago?
Yes, my father did.
And of course, the prices aren't as good now as they were in those days.
Well, they weren't too good at that time, but they were much better after that.
That's great, Melia. You'll have a nice day. So, are you going for a pie?
I'll be later.
You're going later for a pie.
Right,
We're
but
down tomorrow to buy for a pie. Thanks, Melia, very much. Mossy Joe Quirk is with me now, and Mossy Joe is from Delis, down in the flatland. Of course, they don't have to bother with sheep down there. They have too much money. Mossy Joe, how's the fair going?
Not too bad at all, Bridget. Not too bad at all.
So you're just looking around, I
Just-
suppose.
Just looking, yeah.
Would you buy a few?
Oh, God, yeah. Maybe.
Right.
But it'll be there late.
So,
We'll toughen out, Bridget.
So, Mossy Joe, what would your memories of the fair be now like over the years? What would you say was your strongest memory of it?
Well, my memory of the fair is going back when I was, we'd say, 4 or 5 years of age, and we up here at the school.
Yeah.
And you'd be inside listening to the dogs barking and the farmers roaring and, you know, that kind of thing. And I mean, we used to get the second day off. It was a 2-day fair that time. We used to get the second
That's
day off.
right.
And that was, you know, to us, how can we get out of here, out of school? You know, and it was good, all right.
And there was a great crack around
Oh, yeah.
as well, and you know, people, music and singing and everything.
Get music and singing, the lot.
There was always a traditional flavour about Camp Fair, wasn't there, that there isn't in other fairs kind of thing?
I suppose
some reason.
I suppose it's a local fair, you know.
That's it, yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean,
People seem to enjoy it.
enjoy
like,
it, yeah.
Yeah,
And
come
it
for the
was a
crack.
day out, and I suppose
Yeah.
it was the only means of selling their sheep that
Yeah,
time,
that's
anyway.
true.
No.
There was no mart, of course, in those days. I suppose we have the mart now at about 20 years,
We have at least 30.
if not more.
30,
It's true,
yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
That's great, Mossy Joe.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day around camp anyway.
I will, Bridget.
Thanks,
Good luck to you.
We've just got up with a man now who's at every fair, and indeed Camp Fair is for Martin a great event, I'm sure, because he's a sheepman to the core. Martin Crean, how are you doing, Martin?
Not too bad at all, no, Bridget.
Martin, will you be having a few sheep here today?
I will. I'm rounding up a few sheep now for the show. I'll bring a
show.
few sheep. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Actually, I suppose we had a heavy day yesterday, and I didn't get time to get up early enough in the morning.
That's right. It was a big day.
It was a great success. Yeah.
The All Ireland Sheep Shearing was held here in camp yesterday at the Junction Bar, and it was a brilliant success, and Martin was heavily involved in the organisation of it as well. Now, Martin, tell us, what kind of sheep will you be bringing down?
I'd be bringing down Scotch rams, an age ram, and a yearling ram, and a good ewe and a ewe lamb.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And you'll be bringing them to the show. Now, tell us your memories of Camp Fair, Martin. You must have a lot of them.
Well, I have a lot of memories of Camp Fair, but of course, the day is gone now. It was all pins one time, but it's tractor cars and trailers and that now, but it's still there anyway. And hopefully it will stay there.
Yeah. Well, I think as long as fellas keep bringing sheep, it'll live on. There's no doubt about it.
That's right, that's right.
And there's a great determination in camp, isn't there?
Yeah.
So what was the funniest thing about Camp Fair that you enjoyed, like the crack and that?
Well, I suppose the situation, you'd make an old deal. When I got into sheep first, I bought sheep when I got into sheep. I bought a lot of sheep off him, and I was trying to make a deal with him earlier in the day, and I said bought him a lot cheaper because he got tougher the more drink he had taken, the tougher he got.
He thought he'd get a better price.
Eventually bought him anyway, but I had the choice of the best of them at that stage, but he decided then, you'll pick one and I'll pick another, when he got so tough.
Right, yeah.
So he picked the bad one and I picked the good one.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into sheep.
And Martin, you're a great dancer, and you, of course, Camp Fair night, the dance was a great part of the social calendar for camp, the Camp Fair night dance.
That's right, actually. There wasn't much room, there was such a crowd down the junction, there wasn't much room for dancing, there was only room for two to dance properly. But there were two more people go out, of course, Jimmy Dwyer had to go out, and there was another big man went out, and there was no room, so I decided, I told the girl, we'll hop up on the table, and we danced up on the table, and so
that was last night, Martin.
Last night, yeah.
But I'm talking about the dance hall long ago, below the junction. Should there be mighty dances?
Oh, it was wonderful. Oh, God, that was great.
Yeah.
It was a pity, you know, that it disappeared, because it was chock-a-blocked.
They came from everywhere?
Yeah, everywhere. It was outstanding.
And who used to play for the dances, Martin?
Well, you had the Hillards, they were the great men, Hillards from Auchasta. It might be that when they'd come, they'd do a few old jars, but by God, when they came, they played, and they were good musicians.
And it went on all hours, I suppose?
Oh, sure. Well, there was a bit of a problem, of course, that the guards didn't want to finish it, but he always went on beyond the time.
And he went over to Molly Leary's then for bottles of lemonade?
Yeah, yes, or maybe a meat pie or something like that. For Molly used to look after us very well. We'd always have a crash, of course, to be all over the morning when we get home. But sure, we were young that time, it didn't make any difference.
And no drink? Was there no drink?
No drink that time.
Oh, God. God knows there was an old drop of drink thrown in as well.
That always liven things up.
That's right.
Yeah. That's great, Martin. So, and the best luck to you at the sheep show today, and no doubt I know you'll have good animals there. And we'll move on again, I suppose.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Martin. Now we've got to put another flock of sheep, and a fine flock of sheep they are, and they're owned by Finn from Gortineden in Castlemane, over and across the hill from us here in camp. Finn, how's it going?
Not too bad at all.
So you brought sheep to the fair?
I did.
Fair play to you?
Yeah, to keep up the tradition, like.
Yeah.
You know.
So long ago they used to walk them across the mountain.
That's correct.
Legend.
That's correct. Yeah. My father used to always come here and take away a couple of hundred sheep out of it every year. You know. Yeah.
But now you bring them in your trailer, of course.
I bring the trailer here now, and I have to. I wouldn't think it's horrible walking them home.
No, it'd be too far.
That's right. That's right.
So how's the prices going today?
Oh, that's just slow, like. I'm trying to set the whole lot together now if I can. You know.
They're all lambs, are they?
Oh, all your lambs, yeah. All your lambs, yeah.
They should be a good price for them normally.
Yes, I got £50 a piece here 10 years ago.
That's for mighty money.
Yeah.
You won't get it today yet, sir?
No, but I'd be, if I got, I suppose half.
Half?
Yeah, about 25 quid.
It's hard to make money out of them now, isn't it?
Oh, it is. The expenses have gone too high, you see.
Yeah.
The day is out now. If we're in an ordinary job, you get 50 or 60 pounds a day. So.
That's right, yeah. So it isn't worth it, really.
Yeah. It says not. You want too much out of them.
Yeah.
Well, just a good tradition. It's like I just say, come.
Finn, how long now are you coming to Camp Fair? Years, I suppose.
Oh, I'm coming here since I was 14.
Since you were 14, my God.
That'd be about. I'm coming here about 32 years.
Around 30 years. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of changes in that length of time.
Oh, sure. After all the old stuff are gone out of the place, you know, and all the good people. And there were Connie Sullivan, and there are numerous faces missing out of the place, you know.
And you could hardly walk down this road with flocks of sheep.
Oh, sure. It could be a mile at either side. I remember here. And we used to come with bicycles. Hey. Lads. Hey. Hey, good, come on. Hey. Come on. Shh. Hey. Come on.
Well, now we'll have to stop the sheep, whatever we do.
I'm getting a little pin.
So much for interviewing. We'll have to stop the sheep anyway. They try to escape there, and you're Finn.
That's right.
Would they be up on the mountain by you, Finn?
Oh yes, there'd be a mound, yeah.
Of course, they wouldn't be used to being where there'd be people now, like.
No, but that's right.
They'd be kind of excited today, wouldn't
That
they?
would, yeah. Well, that had the Scotch type of, had the breed of sheep, like, you know. So, yeah. Oh, they're a good lamb. They'll be good lambs here in the fair today.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're excited with being down and around the traffic and stuff like that.
That's right.
Because I remember long ago when we were driving our own sheep to the fair, we used to have awful trouble. They used to be terrified when they come out on the main road.
Oh, well, sure, but they'll settle down after a while.
Settle down after a while.
Yeah.
So now there's another man after joining us.
Patrick Healy, my neighbour again.
Patrick Healy from Guttoneden.
No, he's from Highgate.
Highgate, that's over in Castlemaine, is it?
That's right, yeah.
This is a cousin of mine here.
Oh.
We're relations. Sure, everyone here is related.
That's right, yeah. That's Bridget O'Connor. She's a good lady.
Oh, yeah, I know who she is, yeah.
You know who I am now.
I do.
Must be talking about that now.
That's right.
We're trying to keep the traditional camp fair alive.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you coming to camp fair with long yourself?
A long time then.
Have a sheep here today?
No.
Oh, you're buying, so having a look.
Having a look.
Yeah.
Having a look.
So what do you think of the state of affairs walking around?
Bad.
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 No.
Bad and very bad.
Very bad, yeah.
Nothing for them.
Isn't it bad everywhere, like, isn't it?
All
Maps
over.
are bad now
all
as well.
All over.
I think the New Zealand market are doing a lot of harm.
I don't know whether there's no demand,
No demand for them. It's a shame, isn't it?
Nothing.
Yeah. So how long were you come to camp fair since you were very young, I suppose?
Since I was 5 years then.
Imagine that now. With your father, I suppose.
That's right, yeah.
Would you walk them then? You would?
Walk across the mountain here, across into Kiel.
Marvellous.
That's
And
right.
home again?
No, we thought we'd buy him here and take him across.
Oh, you take them across, yeah. So you'd buy lambs, is it?
That's right, yeah.
And keep them for the following year?
That's right. That's 1 o'clock.
This is mighty going.
And
we shade up the road here, nights.
Right, yeah.
And we leave the school. We'd come home from school when we were young. And we'd have to get the bicycles at home and come back to meet my father. Give him the bicycle at we'll say at Ackles. And we walk on it.
Mighty, yeah. It was a great tradition though, wasn't it?
Oh,
yeah.
It was good that time. That was 2 days here that time.
That's right, even before.
And then
out before us,
Right.
going over the Kiel Road.
Yeah.
Out of it.
There's a lot of sheep.
And that leave us the dog, you know, and we'd have my dad now and his neighbours would be going home cycling.
Right, yeah.
After the station, bring on the bicycles to them and let them go home. That's across the mountain here, coming in the morning.
My God.
They're crossing here across Brenton, across the peak here, 1 o'clock. They take the shortcut here across. They'll go up the mountain, taking the shortest way into the camp from Guttoneden. Like.
It was all walking that day.
That was no such thing at 1 o'clock. They just take the...
Any bad road.
Yeah, bad road, yeah.
Very bad road, of course.
That's right.
Yeah. That's brilliant. So, lads, will you be
Bridget.
having sheep for the show later on?
We will. They'll take a few out of these now for the show. Like. I got some prize last year.
Did you? Oh,
I
good.
did, yeah.
And we'll see you later on. So,
Yeah, we'll see you.
yeah. Take care and thanks,
Good
lads.
luck.
Now, thanks, lads.
Right, Bridget.
Cheers. Take care. Well, I'm just after catching up with a man who's a very good, keen sheep man. He spent some time in England and he'll tell his own story. Patrick Dean, how are you doing?
How'd you do?
I'm great, Patrick. Patrick, you've come back to live in Ireland. I know you came back every year to the sheep fair over the years. And tell us, how's it going with you now? You've got sheep back into sheep.
I'm back in the sheep after all those years, and it's lovely to be back with them. and more so to be back in camp and to meet all the friends that I met years and years back. And I have a few sheep in the trailer right now, and if anyone want to buy them, they're welcome.
What kind of sheep did you bring today, Patrick?
I brought some ewe lambs and some wether lambs and a couple of rams, you know, everything goes a day of a fair like this.
And you'll buy a few as well?
I'll buy a few, and if someone wants them back again, I'll sell them back to them. If I can make a shilling anywhere, I'll do it.
So you go around to the mats as well, you deal a lot in sheep?
I do, yes. I go to Milltown Mat every Tuesday for the last 11 years, and please God, I'll be there tomorrow morning, which is Tuesday morning.
So tell us about the changes over the years, Patrick, to the fair and all that.
Oh, the changes now. We are back where we were 40, 50 years ago. I'm giving away my age now, which I don't like to do, but we're back to it because years ago, the old ewe that's sold today, they want to get rid of her. Years ago, you get £1 for that ewe. And your pound that time was £1. You could go in and have £1. You could go in and have a pint. Today, you're going with a pound to get a pint, you don't get it. You have to put another £1, 10 pence, 1.40, something like that to it. And that's the state of it. It's terrible.
So the sheep are hardly worth wearing them now?
No. If the old ewes now, you can't give them away. What you have to do, if you shoot them, they'll cost you £1. If you'll take them to the mart, they'll cost you £1 to sell them. So what do you do with them?
It's a shame, isn't it, Patrick?
It's terrible, terrible. Yeah. And I hope to God it'll change for the younger people after me, that things will change about.
So tell us about the crack around on Camp Fair Day over the years.
The crack, going back the years, the 18th of September, we used to have a good day here at 2 o'clock in the morning. There'd be sheep in this fair. I often walk down from my brother's place in Behenacraig now, Gallivan's. I often walk down with the late Pat Gallivan down here at 2 o'clock in the morning and be there all day. Then the night come, you go into Jimmy Ash's, which you should only open on Camp Fair Day one time.
My goodness.
Years ago, that is true. And you would have 3 pints for £0.50, you get 4p change, which we used to have a little bottle of hair ale, and that used to do about a dozen of us, because we had no money. And then that night we go down to Tyke Mining, so the £0.50 to go in, £0.50 to go into the dance. Loch Harrington Hayes used to be playing there, and a good band, and with a bit of luck, we mightn't come home alone.
So that was the night anyway. You go across then to Molly Leary's for
we go across to Molly Leary's then, and ice cream with the go of them days.
There was no drinking that time, Patrick?
No drinking whatsoever, Harley. No drinking whatsoever. We go across and have an ice cream inside there, and then after that, you make your way home. Then the next day, when fair and everything was over, you had a few pounds in the pocket. You'd arrive here to take up the pins. The first stop, forget the pins, into Jimmy Ash's, have a pint, and you're back to square one again. That was another day.
Lovely. That's a very interesting story, Patrick, and the best of luck to you anyway for the rest of the day. You have sheep for the show, I suppose?
I have 3 good hogget ewes for the show.
Good.
3 very good hogget ewes.
So we wish you well anyway, Patrick, and I'll see you later on anyway.
Yeah, and thank you very much.
Thanks, Patrick. Patrick Dean from Curra Camp here selling sheep today. I just got up with 2 ladies, and for a change, I think I'll talk to the ladies and get their views of Camp Fair. Nora Green. Nora is from Talla in County Waterford, and a fine country with its all cattle and no sheep. They're all big, rich people there. And Francis is from Kinmare, another lovely part of the country with people with loads of money and everything. And they're here now, here in camp, trying to survive. How's it going, girls, anyway, Nora?
Great, Bridget, great.
Is Jack any sheep here today?
No, not today. No.
Hens.
No, the hens.
You bring a few hens?
No, I couldn't get them. Very scarce as well.
Scarce, yeah, because long ago there used to be hens at Camp Fair, I believe.
Seemingly they used, yeah.
And Francis, I know you come from sheep country as well, and the best of sheep down in Kinmare. And you were brought up in a sheep farm, Francis.
I was, yeah. They used to come to Camp Fair buying sheep from Kinmare one time.
And I have a very good story because Francis now married a man here in camp in Glownagalt. And tell us, your uncles used to come to the fair and stay in that house?
My granduncle and my grandfather. He used to stay in my mother-in-law's house.
years ago, and would they bring sheep as well that time?
Buy the sheep in Canfair and then they'd stay there overnight and walk them home the following day. So I believe anyway.
All the way to Kinmare.
Yeah.
Wasn't that something?
Yeah.
So now, wasn't that kind of a quirk of fate that you should meet Pat Joe and fall in love with him? Or he fell in love with you, I suppose?
He came for a good Kinmare woman.
He came looking for a good woman and a good sheep woman, and well, she's well able to look after sheep.
What's this going on?
You have a lot of sheep, haven't you, Francis?
Yeah, my brother is at home now. He's looking at my father still to be fiddling around with them, yeah.
So Jeffrey Mahoney is Francis's dad, a well-known man in the sheep industry here in Kerry. He's not here today, is he, Francis?
Oh, he was here last weekend, so he wasn't able to make it today.
Yeah. So you have a lot of sheep yourselves, Pat Joe and yourself have a good few sheep.
A fair share anyway.
Have you them sold, you have?
Most of them are sold, yeah.
Were you pleased with the price?
Not really, no.
Nobody is this year?
No, nothing for him this year.
Nothing for him. It's bad, all right.
It is, yeah.
And you have two sons rising up, and I suppose they'll never go for 3M very bad and getting mixed up. They won't go into sheep farming, do you think, Francis?
Well, at the moment, if things don't improve, I wouldn't advise anyone to go into something otherwise.
Nobody could live in it without an income otherwise. Pets, definitely. So, Francis, we'll have a good night tonight anyway.
Oh,
we might dance a set before the night is out.
Oh, it's possible.
This
evening, a Kinmare set.
A
Blackwater set.
The Blackwater set. We'll have a set in Daly's later on tonight.
Hello, one, I suppose, as
we
well,
always had a set the fair night
We did,
anyway.
yeah.
Yes.
Throw in the water.
You could throw in the water, but this woman here doesn't have to stand up for water. They're playing
Exactly,
good.
yeah.
They're good football anyway, so
They
they're
are.
good dancers as
It
well.
could be Kerry yet, I tell you.
Oh, that's for sure. Nora, there'll be no problem with it. So that's great. This is Nora Crean and Francis O'Connor, and we'll move along again. So we might meet a few more women around. Since we've nearly to all men, we've been talking to all morning. Well, I'm here now, and I'm joined by Hannah Herlihy and her little boy Fintan. Fintan looks as if he's just taken everything in. I think he's getting ready to have a great crack now and run around and join his friends. How are you, Fintan? He's gone shy. So Hannah, tell us, you come from Keele originally. Sure, loads of people from Keele were bringing over sheep to the fair over the years, wouldn't they?
Oh, over the years, yeah, but there's not as many here today as usual from Keele at all. I haven't seen too many. All my brothers used to be down, but I haven't seen any, unless they'll arrive late, of course.
They might come for the bit of a dance night and music.
Well, they'd be here for the sing-song, of course, yeah.
So it's got a lot quieter, Hannah, hasn't it?
Very quiet, unbelievable. I don't know why, I can't understand why. It's a pity. It's a pity, yeah.
You're kept busy here today, though, with the chipper.
Not too bad. When the kids come off the bus now from school and that, we should get busy. Because nobody won't be cooking, I don't think, at home today for them.
No one will bother making a dinner at home when there's pies and...
No.
Thanks, Hannah, that's great. So enjoy the rest of the fair, Hannah, anyway, the rest of the day. Yeah. I know what Margaret talked us. Margaret will say a few words.
Well, Bridget, I'm never associated.
No, well, Margaret...
Never associated, I'm a blowing.
Are we ready to start? I'm here talking to Margaret Dean, married to one of the biggest sheep farmers in camp. So she knows all about sheep. At least she mightn't be looking at him every day, but she'd be away at work or whatever, but she'd still be involved. And have you a lot of sheep here today, Margaret?
You'd have to ask him that, Bridget, now yourself, I think, really. I think one trailer. Whatever would be the quota for that, I don't know.
Yeah. So your husband, anyway, he'll be showing sheep anyway, because he's good sheep, hasn't he?
Showing sheep later on, I presume shortly.
Yeah. So you're from Milltown yourself, Margaret?
Yeah, not a sheep
so
farm.
Not a sheep
as such,
country,
no.
So you wouldn't have...
I first stay here all day.
Yeah.
In 14 years. So.
Imagine. Yeah, you'd normally be working, I suppose.
I would.
Yeah. So are you enjoying the day today?
So.
Keeping going, yes.
Yeah.
But your memories of Camp Fair, they've gone down a lot since you came to Camp Fair first and came here first.
Memories of Camp Fair. You see, I never spent a day here as such, Bridget. No, I thought it was smallish, really as such. I suppose it's nice to see the tradition continuing, And
it's great to see.
More input, I suppose, towards youngsters as well. I mean, this is their novelty to come off the bus now.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, because a couple of the kids said to me they were going to be having water fights.
Yeah, and we'll all be telling them not to, but anyway, we know they will.
It'll happen.
We know they will, yeah.
Thanks very much, Margaret Dean from Beheenock, telling us about her Camp Fair. Thank you, Margaret.
Okay.
Well, we just caught up with another man, another sheep man, and but he's from the Lowlands, of course, Mike Fitzgerald from the Junction Bar in Camp. Mike, tell us, you're here in Camp Fair today. I suppose you're not selling today, are you?
I am indeed.
Are you? Good.
I am indeed. I brought a few to keep the tradition going and hopefully make a few pounds.
Yeah. What did you bring?
I brought 3 rams, 3 yearling rams.
And of course you'll have them for the show in the evening as well, and you always have good rams.
I will, of course, yeah.
Right. And tell us your memories of Camp Fair over the years, Mike.
It was always a day off school when I was young. That was very important.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a tradition with my uncle. Always bring in the sheep. One time we used to bring them with the dog, drive them up the road, but nowadays you can forget about that. It's
trailer.
The car and trailer.
Right, yeah. You had a big event below yesterday in your bar, the All-Ireland Sheep Shearing.
Oh, we had an outstanding event yesterday. It was a roaring success altogether.
Right.
The
a
best,
local man won.
A local man, yeah. The young Jerry O'Donnell from Slieve in Camp. He won the All-Ireland. He's the All-Ireland champion after yesterday.
Very good. The standard was very high.
Standard was very high. You had the junior All-Ireland champion, world champion, the junior world champion, Paddy Cronin from Gugan Barra.
Yeah.
And you had Phyllis Bulger, then she was judging. She was Queen of the Shears for a couple of years, and she beat all the men in the All-Ireland one time, a few years back. So we had a good crowd and a good performance.
It was a great, for the millennium, and I know that you honoured all the people who were helping out over the years, Mike.
We did. It was nice to honour everybody. This is the last one, the last shearing in the 1900s. So.
Yeah. And of course Jimmy Dwyer in Camp here is himself a famous sheep shearer, a national winner on numerous occasions as well. And of course Jimmy is very much behind the shearing, isn't he?
He is indeed. Only for Jimmy we wouldn't have any shearing in Camp. He's outstanding. He knows everybody. He's involved with the shearing committee, the All-Ireland, you know, the national level, and he's a world judge. He judged in the World Championships in Gorey last year, so I'm not sure, is he going to South Africa or not?
Yeah.
To the World Championships this year.
Probably is.
So, only for Jimmy, he wouldn't go, and of course, as you know yourself, he showed how many sheep?
520 sheep in 9 hours.
9 hours, so you
Might be
know.
going for to make a record, isn't it?
To make a record, of course,
right.
yeah.
It is a record in itself, definitely, no doubt about it. Okay, Mike, so we'll see you later on at the show.
Indeed.
And the best of luck to you then, Mike Fitzgerald in the Junction Bar Camp.
Thank you.
Lovely, thanks, Mike. Well, I'm here now in Maureen O'Dwyer's kitchen. Maureen Shea, as we all know her in Camp. We can never forget that, Maureen. No. And this is the hub of Camp Fair, really. This is where the meat pies are, and everyone is in and out and having their pie and going out and looking at the fair and all the rest of it. And Maureen, of course, was in this house all her life. Maureen, you never left Camp?
No, never left Camp. Still there all the time.
And your memories of Camp Fair?
Oh, good memories of it. An awful difference to when it used to be. We'd be collecting for 3 days, trying to gather up all the milk to make the pies and cut the meat, and have to get it all done by butchers that time. It was very hard to get it organised. A different way today, like now they can get it all done through machines and that.
You're still making the mutton pies, Maureen?
We're still making the pies. And the tradition is still going on, but it's becoming more popular now, like with the tourists. They're inclined to give them out as an Irish tradition, with Irish stew and have Irish and mutton pies. At that time, so about 10 years ago, so they were known to be only in Camp Fair, like. But all fairs now seem to have gone back into started with these mutton pies.
And Maureen, this was like a guest house that time, years ago, when the farmers were coming from...
Yeah, we'd have often maybe 30 or 40 at night. There'd be bodies everywhere all over the house.
Yeah.
And they'd be drenched wet, and they'd put on big fires to dry their clothes. There's, you know, Wellingtons that time, only big shoes and socks, and they're trying to dry them for the morning, to get out early. And they'd be all up and down all night watching their flocks of sheep in case they'd decide to break out to go home. And it was a case of minding the babies. They had to do it in their turn every so many hours, and they'd have a few hot whiskies in between, and a bit of mulled porter as well.
Yeah, the mulled porter, Maureen, how did they make that?
They'd put on the fire, and they'd have a gas near the fire and a bit of the tongs. They'd heat the tongs and they'd put in a bit of brown sugar then, and put that into the glass, and that was the mulled porter. And you wouldn't be there left see him doing it. They'd be hiding.
Sounds gorgeous.
That'd be their tonic for the night. And they'd be off again, and they'd be out at 5 o'clock in the morning. There'd be dogs barking, and they'd be gathering up into pins and sorting out. There's no such thing as that anymore, like, you know.
And the evening before was a great fair, wasn't it, Maureen?
Oh, the evening before, they'd be all coming in the evening before, sorting out their stuff and getting all the lambs, all the different sorts of sheep, lambs and rams. There'd be all different size pins for all of them, and they had to get them all sorted out on the sides of the road. But of course, they couldn't do them on the sides of the roads nowadays with the traffic.
You'd have pins up outside the wall here.
Outside, everywhere, every bit of it. They just dry all over the walls, they have it all over the place.
And you took no notice?
No notice. It was just sheep, dust everywhere, but you just accepted it, and that was it. If the day was raining, it was just too bad.
And I suppose, Maureen, they'd be around for a few days after the fair again?
Oh, it would be 3 days, the gathering day and the fair day and the scattering day.
Taking up the pins as well?
Oh, taking up the pins was a big day. Yeah. And they're dividing out everything.
And the women would come as well, of course?
Oh, the women, the whole lot of women and children, they'd be all there.
And you have a team of ladies helping you here today. You have Hannah.
I have Hannah and Bridie, her mother, was with me for years as well. We all work together.
And it's great fun, isn't it?
And we used to have great fun. We used to look forward to it so much, you know.
Yeah.
Things happening and things that wouldn't go right. And
was there cattle fair?
I never saw cattle. We used to have a January fair at that time. And there'd be cattle in the January fair, but we never saw cattle in the September fair. That was always known as Lord Vintry's fair. And Lord Vintry never had cattle, only the sheep. And it was noted to have pedigree rams and that, like, you know. And very good breeds, like, you know.
And they came from all over Munster to buy rams, did they, Maureen, at one point?
Mayo and Galway and everywhere. They were noted for it, like, you know. Because, you see, through Lord Vintry got the name of having these good class sheep. And they'd be all going for buying the pedigree rams for the camp fair.
Well, we must take a shot of people eating a pie now in a minute, Maureen. But in the meantime, I'll talk to Breatha O'Dwyer. And Breatha is just taking a pie out now. So she's just about to serve somebody a pie. Tell us, Breatha, were you involved in making these pies? You were.
I must admit, Bridget, for the first time in my life this year, I did partake in the making of them.
Fair play to you. Continue the tradition of Maureen.
Well, I suppose when you've a mother like Maureen, you've no choice, really, because she won't let you let it die, so...
Have you a lot of memories of Camp Fair, Breatha?
Oh, God, yeah. The barking dogs at 6 in the morning, and the crack the night before, and the crack that night, and the crack the day after, cleaning up the pins.
Lovely.
Great fun, yeah.
We'll leave you carry out the pies, then
Great.
they'll be getting cold.
They'll be getting cold, and anxious men waiting.
And Hannah is here, and she's working near the range, working on the pies. Hannah, how are you doing?
Fine, good, thank you.
Hannah, you were always helping Maureen as well?
I was, yeah.
Over the years. And
Yeah.
your mum, Bridie, as well?
And my mum as well, yeah.
And you enjoy it?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah. And would you meet people that you didn't meet for years?
Oh, yes,
for
you
the
would.
year
Yeah.
again, like
Oh, yeah.
Once a year?
Once a year, yeah.
These people, you wouldn't see them again
You wouldn't see them
until next Camp Fair.
if they'd be there, like,
No,
you know.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It is, yeah. So Bridie as well is helping out.
Yeah,
Do you enjoy Camp Fair?
I do enjoy it great.
Yeah. It's a real tradition. You
It is.
of course, used to...
Oh, he
Your
used.
father was bringing
Yeah,
sheep.
I used.
Yeah. And your son now, Johnny.
Yeah.
And all the family bringing.
Yeah.
It's a marvellous tradition.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Bridie. And it's lovely to be here in Maureen's kitchen. You couldn't be in a better place on Camp Fair Day. And Neil is sitting down here taking everything in and making sure everything is going all right, you know. So this is our last Camp Fair of the millennium. So with God's help, we'll have many more Camp Fairs again. We hope so anyway. I'm just after coming to a man who's coming to camp for years and years, and I suppose these are the kind of men that keep Camp Fair going, because if they didn't come and buy sheep, we wouldn't have much of a fair. So this is Tom O'Connor from just outside Tralee. Where are you from, Tom?
Tralee.
Right. And you're coming to Camp Fair for years?
1946.
Okay. So are you buying today?
I'm only sightseeing today.
Sightseeing?
Yeah, because there's not a lot to be done with the livestock I used to handle in many years of life.
Right.
Which is a sad day for Ireland.
Isn't it?
That's correct.
Yeah. So you just came to see the
I
fair,
just came to
keep
camp
tradition
for
alive.
to keep old tradition alive.
Right, yeah.
Which I loved, and which I got money out of, and kept the show going and the show on the road. And I loved it through my entire life. Since 1946 to 1999, it's 53 years of life, which I loved.
So you've seen a lot of changes.
I have seen terrible changes. And I bought 4 years off of the late Alec Martin in 1946 for £5, £1.25 a piece, £1.5 shillings a piece that time. It's, you know, and we can buy them today at it,
For the same.
53 years later, which is a sad day for the sheep people of Ireland.
And you could buy more with the pound then than you can buy for it now.
We get drunk in Old Ashes pub that time for £1, but you can't today. That's right. You know, it's a sad day like this.
Micheál Shea, Sean Herlihy and Sean O'Shea are here joining me as well, and the lads, you have sheep I suppose, lads, here.
Not here, not today, no, because it's not worth bringing them. Yeah, so very little for them. Yeah.
What about yourself, Sean?
No, they have no sheep yet. Like James kind of done with him now, like it's my son, like that he'll be looking after him, but I didn't recommend him to bring sheep here, like.
Well, of course, for the young people, they'd have to take a day off work, and it cost them their day's work.
It would, yes.
That
There would be no encouragement for him, like, you know, the way things are.
Have we sheep here today, Sean?
I'm no sheep here today. I'm only here looking at.
You're looking on at the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all new, that's new.
So what would your memories be of Camp Fair, Sean, the strongest ones of them?
Well, our memories would be, Bridget, the day before Camp Fair, preparing, putting down the pins there and having everything in order. And be up then early in the morning with the daybreak, because some of the sheep would be only after being brought from the hill. They were kind of wild sheep in those days, you need the good dog. And to have them with the neighbours, we'd work together coming to the fair and bring them along. Well, the traffic wasn't in the road that is there now, like. But we'd pin up the sheep together, like, and hope for the best. For men like Tom Connor here to come along, which he did, and so on, and take him off our hands. There was very good fairs here, Bridget, very good. So, like Tom said, it's a sad day like that. I hope they'll come back again. I hope they'll come back.
And Micheál, you were away for a long time in England, and you've returned and you've started sheep farming in the last couple of years.
Yes, rather a disaster. I should have stayed where I was.
But I think you enjoy it, though.
Oh, well, it's traditional, yes. If you're, it's like the native.
The blood.
Yes, you can't help it, yes. Be part of the swim.
That's the thing.
It is brought up to it, yeah. Yeah.
Is there any hope for sheep, so Tom?
I'd give it a lot of thought. We have terrible lot of changes. We have New Zealand lamb selling in the hotels in the town of Killarney at the present time. We're in the common market and they tell us a terrible lot about what the common market was worth us. But I think we're living on the past. It is a sad day, which, when you see a euro for a pound and a pint of Guinness for £1.5 or
£2.10.
What's it? Sorry, £2.05. Do you know? It is a very sad day for camp.
So it is costing us to come to the fair. It's costing us now.
That's correct.
It's all about.
That's the story. It is a very sad story, to be honest about it. And I'd hate to be starting now where I first started off, anyway, to be honest about it. I have a terrible feeling about it, the paperwork of it and the tradition of it and all that sort of thing. There's too many officials for our ways of life. And the sooner they wake up to them and get rid of them, the better for us.
Thanks very much, Tom. Thank you. And thanks, lads, for talking to us. And yeah. Fair Day, and the place is just alive with music and crack and men talking and discussing sheep and all that goes with it. And we've got the biggest sheepman in camp, Thomas O'Donnell. How are you, Thomas?
Fine, God bless you. Thank you very much.
And Thomas is the biggest sheepman in camp.
Well, I hope I am in here.
You are.
For a while anyway, Bridget, I'm getting old.
Tell us your memories about Camp Fair, Thomas.
Camp Fair in my days was, we'd leave at 6 o'clock in the morning with a flock of sheep, walk them down. And our father Tom Bat was the same. And that is truth.
It's true. Yeah.
But we'd make our pins, we'd have them down the day before. And if we weren't down at half that berated flock, we wouldn't get there at all. And they were back as far as Jeffrey's old house.
Marvellous.
I can't say no more of it.
Very good, Thomas.
God bless you, love.
And your son won the All-Ireland Machine
He
sheep
did.
cheering yesterday, Ger O'Donnell. And
Yeah.
congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Bridget. God bless you all.
And thanks very much, Thomas.
Yes.
Now, we're joined by Jack Doyle, my neighbour.
Hey, come on,
Jack Doyle is not only famous for good sheepdog and good sheep, but he's a brilliant musician as well. And he hasn't the accordion with him now, but we'll work on that at a later stage. Jack, how are you enjoying the fair?
Very good, great.
Have any sheep here today?
Not today, no, not. It's old tradition. We had to follow it up. I was with Tom's grandfather there. We're going way back. Tom's father. I did Big Tom and all them, I did.
Camp Fair was a great fair, of course, up until late.
Mighty, with all the musicians by night and all that. But we'll make a good day out of it yet before the day's over. It's only starting.
Jack, you came back from Chicago and came back to Foyle and bought one of the biggest farms around and farmed for many years.
And we did. We got by anyway, see. We raised the family and we did. Good time. Good time, Bridget. We did. You were my next door neighbour, sure about. You were. Your father. I knew your grandfather.
A good neighbour, Jack was.
That we were. Very good time. A good time. You did a course. You did, Tom. You did. You did a course. You knew more. You knew more, yeah. You did.
It is nice to see the old tradition living on.
It was great. Didn't start yet. This evening, where do we get going? Where do we get going?
Yes. Thank you, Jack, for talking to me, and we'll catch up with you with your recording another evening. Now, I must talk to Kathleen Daly. Kathleen is from this house, and Kathleen would remember when her dad used to bring the sheep to Camp Fair.
Oh yes, many years ago. We had a day off school, and it was the previous day putting the pens down, and then the people that had to walk long distances. Poor man now since gone, Michael O'Donnell from Glentinasig. He used to bring all his sheep down to a certain field the evening before, and there was great excitement having the gate open, then coming home late, early next morning, milking the cows. And with it, as I said, we had the day off school, and we used to go to our favourite relations. We got our 6p and buy all the sweets. It was wonderful, wonderful. But actually today now, looking around, it's very sad, all the old faces missing.
And it's really the time that everybody meets once a year.
Especially from Kiel, you know, and Clahan, Castle Gregory, yeah.
And it's lovely because, I mean, we'll never forget Camp Fair, those of us who were here.
No. And of course it was wonderful having it in, you know, the stories yesterday from what I had last night, the stories written about it. It was wonderful.
Yeah, a lot of people put pen to paper, all right, it wasn't the competition, it was just to get people's thinking and thought. And we had great fun, really. You know?
But I mean, I think it's remarkable because the younger generation are more inclined to sort of look back now.
Thank you very much, Kathleen, for talking to us. We'll move on again and we'll meet some other people. Yeah. I'm speaking now to John Bowe. John Bowe has come to camp. How many years are you in camp, John?
Oh, I came here in 1969.
You've had all the camp fairs since?
Everyone, never missed one.
And what do you think of it?
Wonderful. Great day out, and it's a lovely social occasion for all the locals and people from over Kiel and Dingle and everywhere. Wonderful, wonderful occasion.
And you have one of the oldest traditions here with you,
yeah, wonderful.
You come from Portlaoise?
Yeah, that's right.
There's no sheep around there?
Oh, there's plenty of sheep, lowland sheep, but it'll be a different situation. There'll be lowland sheep, oh yes. They used to have a fair in Portlaoise town years ago when I was going to school, you know. And But I'm talking about over 60 years ago, and all the cattle and everything was sold on the street. It's all gone now. They have marts and things, you know. Yeah, all changed.
So, John, thank you for talking to us anyway, and I hope you'll enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. So now, they're off dancing now. There's a lovely atmosphere here in Daly's Bar. Everybody is dancing and enjoying themselves, and I'll have to talk to this man. Bill, there's another man here, Mr. Titer from Milltown, and he has been coming to Camp Fair for years and years. This man here. Hello, how's it going?
Michael. Michael Jim.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Very good. This is Michael Lord Jim from Killarney. I come back to buy sheep today.
And did you get anything?
Just a few. Yes, bought a few.
They're going for nothing, aren't they?
Yeah, well, yes. Yeah. That's so cheap when you're buying.
And Michael Titer is from Milltown, and his father before him was buying sheep in camp, and indeed for years and years. They're well known. I suppose you could call them cattle dealers and sheep dealers and all that goes with it. But anyway, what do you think of today?
Bad. No stock. Very disappointed with the amount of stock in it.
We're here in front of Ash's Bar, one of the most popular and well-known pubs and restaurants in Ireland, I would say, and certainly known all over the world, renowned for its cuisine. And I have here Mrs. Ash, who has memories of Camp Fair, no doubt. Mrs. Ash, you have some memories of Camp Fair.
Yes, I have indeed. My first Camp Fair was in 1951 when I came here, and it was a wonderful event. Then the farmers walked for miles and miles with their sheep, and then it was a 3-day event rather than just 1 day like we have now.
Modern technology is interfering now, so I'll have to turn off my mobile. So in your day, it was a 3-day event?
It was a 3-day event, yes, and the farmers walked from Clahan and Brandon and Onascall and everywhere else, and they usually stayed overnight, and it just went on for 3 days.
Yeah. And the bar and the pub was very busy, of course, for the 3 days.
Oh, very, very busy, yes, and okay, the laws were a little bit more lax then. Well, it had to be to facilitate the huge numbers of people who attended the fair.
And people would meet with relatives, I suppose, relations, and
yes,
matches
yes.
were made apparently years ago.
Well, I don't remember that
far.
part of it, no. I think that matchmaking was more or less dying out when we got to 1951.
Choosing their own partners.
That's right.
But at that point now, you wouldn't be doing the meals, would you? Or
no.
that sort of thing?
There was always the pies, of course.
Of course, yeah.
And I remember the pies at O'Shea's then.
That's right, yeah.
And Annie Trant used to do pies over in Dinnishays.
And Mamie Barry.
And Mamie Barry.
Down the
That's
road.
right, yes.
And of course you'd have pins up to the wall here.
Oh, everywhere. It would run, say, from the barracks right back as far as Pauline Duffy's on both sides of the road.
Oh my God. And no respect for flowers, you know.
Oh, well, there were no flowers then.
No. The sheep would be priority.
Absolutely.
And people, the singing and dancing went on as well.
Yes, there was always great entertainment in the bars, and well, the singing was great, and then you had the set dancing, and it was wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, great. Well, Mrs. Ash, thank you for talking to us, and enjoy the rest of the fair. Will you walk around the fair for a while?
I've
you will?
already done that.
Done so, and just,
yeah,
they're all complaining that the prices are bad today.
But anyway, don't the farmers do that?
that's a common enough thing. I don't know of any farmer who would ever say he got a good price.
Well, that's true.
Very rarely now, I think, myself, to be honest.
All right.
So thank you very much
All
for
right.
talking to us,
Thank you,
Mrs. Ash.
Bridget.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
All
enjoy
right.
the rest of the fair.
Yeah.
And then we have Deirdre Ferrisher and Dennis O'Shea. Dennis, what do you think of the fair?
It's a very good day off school anyway.
Would you help Dad to bring the sheep?
Yeah, I would.
Did Dad bring sheep today?
Yeah,
How many?
about 10.
About 10. Have you sold yet?
1.
Oh, and what did you get?
40 for it.
£40. That was very good. Was it a ram?
Yeah, they're all rams.
Are they all rams?
Yeah.
Now, Deirdre came from Castle Gregory, but her mum is Sarah O'Shea from Killelton. How are you, Deirdre?
Fine, thanks.
Have you any sheep here today?
No.
You just came with Dennis and Padraig.
Yeah.
And will you... what do you do now during the fair? You just run around and have fun, is it?
I suppose so.
And what's good about the fair? Tell us, Deirdre.
It's a good day out for a farmer.
And tell us, what do you enjoy it yourself?
Yeah.
Her sister Bridget now has joined here, and I must ask Bridget, what does she think of the fair? What do you think of Camp Fair, Bridget?
Boring.
Boring?
Yeah.
Will it get any way more enjoyable as the day progresses?
Yeah, it'll get better because of the water fight.
The water fight?
Yeah.
And where does the water fight take place?
Everywhere.
Everywhere?
Yeah.
And you'll be all soaked and wet and everything?
Yeah.
And Mommy won't mind that, will she?
No.
And who are the two boys here?
Brian, my cousin, that's his friend Jeff.
So I must ask Jeff and Brian, do they have any sheep here? Brian, have you any sheep here today?
No.
No sheep at all?
No.
Just came for the crack?
Yeah.
Came for the fun?
Yeah.
And what about you, Jeff?
No, not today. Last year I had a ewe lamb.
And what did you make? What kind of a price did she make?
Didn't sell it at all.
You didn't sell her at all?
No.
You carried her home?
Yeah.
And did she have a lamb this year?
No.
Oh, God. Thanks, boys, and I hope you'll enjoy the water fight. I'm here now and I'm joined by Joe Wiles, and Joe has great memories of Camp Fair. Tell us about Camp Fair and your memories, Joe.
My memories, well, the place was chock-a-block with sheep and jobbing and dealing. Early hours in the morning, bringing sheep to the fair, and 4 o'clock in the morning, dogs barking the night before, putting up the pins. And that's about it, and a few drinks, of course.
Of course, Jack, your father was a great man for Camp Fair.
I was a great man for Camp Fair. He was born in camp, of course, and he used to be always into the sheep. And he'd buy them kind of handy, like as he called it himself, for shillings. And that's about it.
So we'll have to talk to John now. John, your impressions of Camp Fair?
Well, I'm only a visitor here normally, like I never...
Home from England?
Home from England, yeah. Been in England for 40 years. I try and make it as often as I can, because I enjoy it every year. Every year it has changed a fair bit, like over the years, but so has everything else, I suppose.
So it's more a social occasion, John, now, isn't it?
Social occasion, yeah, just come for the old drink and meet a few people.
And eat a meat pie?
Have a pie, yeah, definitely. It's all part of the day, and yeah.
Thanks very much, lads. Joe Wiles and his brother John here for the day, enjoying the fair and part of the tradition, and always coming to Camp Fair and great supporters of it. And they'll come again next year with the Coon of Day. We're here just in front of Camp Old School, Camp National School, that was built way back in 1882. And we're just about to go in to speak to the ladies who are here today, the Camp ICA Guild who are running a coffee day and tea and biscuits and cakes and everything for the Hospice Association. So we'll now go in and we'll talk to some of the ladies. Tommy Dunshaw, Skull and Crama, Shan Skull and Crama, agus tá bríd ní bhórán, an sa bríd cadín na cuoine atá gut mar geallar éana chun Crama.
Well, is tócha an cuoine smótha gom ná an lá éar an scoil, agus bhí mi sé súl go mór leis gan dat, agus sceitmíní ar in an léitheh rim réim mar bheith mi séir an lá ní sin. Agus is cílam trochanna agus láirithe agus cartacha bheith sína ngacha an tro timppla an chama feag beidir 4 míle nó mar sin. Bhíoh annachcha daine fad bhíoh annachcha díaltóirí agus bhíoh chuide an na céta chuide ansá aber fehead tro go blian á hin. Agus is cílam na gádaí a bheith dúté ansá agus an dechart a bhíoh an trocht gháil tríd an náid. Anna láir fad a bhí ann agus is cílam ben cósan a bhíocha déanamh na pióga tá na pióga tradiisiúnta ach níor his riomhéad.
Tá sé ganna dheasar fad bhí sa stíg siúpa i gcuir agus bhí pióga gom agus bhí sé go dheasar fad. Agus bríd cad a captú nómh mar ceann éanachan sa nómh.
Well, tá sé anna dheas go bhfuil sé ar siúl fós, agus donna gur tuspáanta atá anní sa bhór naíonach inis mar tá a leiad san cuireach ar an naíonach agus is donna go bhfuil an slíomhethe san ar fad, slíomhethe na bherimóí beaga cuireach, is donna gúil sé sin é tiitemas a chéile, tá an marga, tá an tón tiitethas an marga níis, agus ní féidir leid a dhéal ach bháin ar a cúpla pingin nó a cúpla punt agus ní fiú birániad. So is deasan rud é go bhfuil an tuspáanta saon agus beidir go dogann sé ábhar míisnig do chuoine ach néad fan marachtant méid ar go dhéanfá éanach an chama nuh. Is trúa san.
Is trúa san ar fad bríd gur maithagad an socht. Now we have Geraldine Dennehy here, and Geraldine is one of the main organisers of an event here in Camp Old School today. Tell us about it, Geraldine.
This is the 3rd year that we have organised, the Camp ICA have organised the hospice, and the hospice morning, and we organised it in conjunction with the Camp Fair. It's fundraising for the local hospice, of course, in Kerry.
And how are you doing today, Geraldine, with it?
Well, we haven't opened the boxes yet, and please God that we'll do as well as we've done last year and the previous year. We collected over £500.
Well done. Did all the sheep farmers come in?
Oh, they did. Their pockets are a little bit lighter going out, and hopefully that they emptied them while they were in here.
And Geraldine, you're from Roscommon yourself. Tell us, how do you like living in camp?
No better place.
Good.
What more can I say?
And Camp Fair, what do you think of it?
I wouldn't have a great interest in sheep now, but I believe it's a good day when you're outside.
Thank you, Geraldine, for talking to me, and the best of luck, and well done for all the work all day.
I bought sheep into campus. No way, no way.
Just one other way.
And that's what the course might be on. That's how one with Chibiki will everything go near it. This is the lad. Yes, come on, it's wasting. I live in going to the Nepal, that to get money after.
How live in your place?
No, where away took that way. You'll be coming in home this evening anyway. Well, I tell you, Nepal, that they don't jump from. Go away, you should be fucking away from me, you know.
Go back in.
We go back in that day.
Yeah, that's the one now. That's the now. I think now we'll give 150 if it's well the missus after. You take the missus from there.
I'll take the miss and the swap.
No.
You be careful. Give me 100 to swap.
Not worth under 50.
You give me 100 to swap as well for the missus.
Give me 150 quid for the ram. Straight.
You bring him over.
I'll bring him over. We'll give me the 150. You're going to take him over the
Send him over.
Okay.
You won't give it to me, Finn?
I want to.
I'll give me for him.
We're here in Kilnock and we've caught up with Dan Dennehy. Dan is here walking along with his 2 sheepdogs, a great sheepman all his life and a great judge of sheep as well. Dan, your memories of Camp Fair?
Well, they go back an awful long time. I was very young when I went to Camp Fair first, originally, but it was much larger occasion then and often embraced 2 days, generally indeed, and an awful lot of sheep were sold there. The times have changed, of course, and the marts have taken over a bit, and the price of sheep have a bearing on it too. So it have declined over the years, but it still exists and it's still carrying on, and tradition dies hard.
I suppose in your school days, Dan, you'd remember the fair specifically. I mean, we all have great memories of it when we were at school.
Yes, we were, and we'd get a bit off of school, and it was a great occasion for children, yes. It was all part of the atmosphere, really. Like, I mean, all groups of the generation were involved in it, and it was a big event in the area. Buyers came from far and wide, from everywhere, really, from outside counties, and you know, it was the traditional way of selling sheep in the area at that particular time. Like I said, you know, the times have changed and the numbers have declined, but still camp depend a lot on sheep in this particular area, and the show goes on.
There was a lot more sheep in camp in your young days as you were growing up, Dan, than there is now.
There would have been, but there, on the contrary, then, like, there's probably less owners now, like, you know, but sheep were a big part of camp originally, yes.
You've been involved yourself in the judging of sheep and that kind of thing over the years. Tell us, Dan, have sheep become more, well, I say, classy, if that's the word to write, to talk or to mention in relation to them? Or are they better breeds now, or were they better breeds long ago?
Yes, I have a very strong interest in the quality of Blackface Mountain sheep, because to me they are the breed. Like, some people look at them as an inferior type of sheep, but to me they have the carriage and the noble stand and the quality that I admire in sheep, and no other breed really come near them as far as I'm concerned. So I have travelled far and wide, and I've seen a lot of different flocks of Blackface all over Ireland. Unfortunately, I think the quality have dropped here, and the people have got more interested in the money side of it than the quality of the sheep, and there were better quality sheep in the old days.
That's right, because they seem to be a lowland type now, I think.
Well, it's a mixed grill now, really. They are embracing all breeds, and even this year in particular, an awful lot of Scotch blackface mountain breeders have changed to buy Chevy type rams for their sheep this year, just because of the money for the lamb thing, because this have been a particular bad year for the market of Scotch sheep and lambs. It's probably the worst year I can remember, in fact. And so people are looking at other options and other ideas, but that is unfortunate. And, Scotch blackface will get scarce and will get expensive again in a few years' time, because anything scarce is dear, generally.
That would be your forecast for the future?
It would, yes, yeah. And I would like to see more people interested in rising the quality of blackface sheep, because it's crying out for it, really. It needs it. It needs a kick start. And the options are there if they were prepared to spend a bit of money on it.
Well, Dan, thank you for talking to us, and long may you be roaming the hills and the mountains around Curragh.
Hopefully we will for another while anyhow, and thanks for everything, you too.
Go on, thanks, Jen.
First place O'Sullivan Brothers from Milltown, second place Padraig Dean, and in third place John Knightley from Monaskyle. All right, the winner is Padraig Dean, second Thomas O'Donnell. Next start is Fielding Rams, Hobbit Rams. All right, in first place, Padraig Dean, holding it around for Johnny Kennedy. Johnny Kennedy second and Michael Farrell mentioned third. Now, before you go, for the last 3 years, we have run, the last 2 years, this is our second year of it, prize for the best traditional pin in honour of the great camp sheepman Mick Rock-on Cahill. And this year, it's very appropriate that the prize for the best pin went to his neighbour and good friend, Tom Bat O'Connor. So I'll ask Bridget to accept the cup on behalf of Tom Bat. Way over here. No, and she says, in Rock-on's memory, it's going to be filled tonight. Okay?
Come on, Bridget.
Few words, Bridget.
Well, I'm delighted to win this, and it was at 5:30 yesterday evening that Bat, my brother, and Liam put up the pin, and under my father's direction. So, thanks very much.
Well done.
I'm here in Camp Old School, and we've just had a great night watching John Chambers and his dancers. John is a dancing teacher here in camp. John, tell us all about it.
Well, we started here about 17 years ago because some people wanted to do it. And the class has been going since. I now teach all over 5 nights a week, so different classes everywhere. It got very popular, of course, over the last few years. Thank God, because that's what I do for a living. But tonight we just done different sets. Cork set, the Ballyvooney jig set, and Portmagee set from South Kerry. And of course the last set we done, I don't think you got it there, was the Newport set from County Mayo. So that when you go out to Wickele, you can dance any sets anywhere around the country. That's the idea of it.
That's great, John. John, Camp Fair, what would be your memories of Camp Fair, and what you probably go to Camp Fair in so far as that you don't buy yourself sheep, just look on?
Oh, I bought sheep one year, all right. I did. I bought a half a dozen. I had one, I think, the next day. 5 of them sort of disappeared, so I didn't bother buying any since I had no place to keep them. But I like the crack, you know, the mutton pies and the bit of dealing going on. Like it's a long time ago since we had a fair like up where I come from. But then, of course, then that night we have the sessions and the crack as well. That night, Milo and the boys playing. And
you're from County Monaghan, John?
Across, yeah. We don't have fairs anymore. We used to have a fair every Thursday, or once a month rather. And the best thing about that was getting the herons.
Was that a kind of a cattle fair, John?
Oh, that was cattle and horses, yeah. Cattle and horses. Of course, Mart's done away with all that, which is a pity.
But Camp Fair is going strong here anyway. Hopefully it will continue for another while.
Oh, hopefully it will. I can't see it dropping away by the wayside for another while. As long as the people have the interest of the tradition at heart, it'll stay there.
And only for John Chambers and his dancing, we wouldn't have any sets Camp Fair night.
Still, it's nice to have the bit of music and a bit of dancing, tradition, to go with the fair.
Thank you very much, John. It's lovely.
Thank you, Bridget.
The sun was sinking o'er the westward, and the fleet was leaving Dingle Shore. I watched the men row in their curragh as they marked the fishing grounds near Skelligmore. All through the night men toil until the daybreak, while at home their wives and sweethearts kneel and pray that God might guard them and protect them and take them safely back to Dingle Bay. I see the green isle of Valentia. I mind the days around Loch Lane, and the gannets swimming with abandon as they watch the silver shoals that come their way. I also see a ship on the horizon. She is sailing to a country far away. On board are exiles feeling lonely as they wave a fond farewell to Dingle Bay. Now years have passed since I came homeward, and time has left me old and grey. I sit and muse about my childhood and the happy hours I spent round Dingle Bay. I see again the green isle of Valentia, while the isle of Inishmore seems far away. And I'm always dreaming of my childhood and the happy hours I spent round Dingle Bay.
We're here in Fitzgerald's Bar in the Junction camp, and we're caught up with Mary Fitzgerald. And Mary remembers everything about Camp Fair, of course. Mary, how are you doing?
Great, thanks, Bridget.
Mary, tell us all about Camp Fair. You have great memories of it.
I have very good memories of it, of course, but I suppose there's a lot of things that I wouldn't like to tell. But we used to have a great time. We'd always look forward to the fair. You know, it was the real big thing that time. And there'd be great excitement preparing the sheep before the fair. And there'd be sheep, nothing but sheep for weeks before it, you know. And of course we'd always kill a sheep then, that was the custom as well. We'd kill a sheep and make the pies for the fair. And then of course they'd be putting down, first they'd mark the pins above at camp. They'd put down little pegs here and there where they'd want to put their pins. And the day before the fair then they'd carry up their pins in the pony car. Of course, that time there was no tractors or anything. And they'd take them up and they'd have to make the pins, you know, with the horse's rail or the pony's rail. And then if they had to make a bigger one, they'd have to cut sticks and crisscross them and to keep in the sheep and put them down. And they'd have another sheet of corrugated iron, you know, and that sort of thing. They'd make the pins. And of course the morning of the fair, then there'd be great excitement. They'd be up very early and we'd hear all the dogs barking and the sheep going back. And it would be dark in the morning, you know, they'd be taking them, walking them to the fair. And a lot of people around, and they'd have, you know, from far away, they'd bring the sheep the night before and they'd stay in their friends' houses. And it would be great excitement altogether. And
you have memories of the fair night, Mary?
Oh God, I have great memories of the fair night. The dances used to be great in Tagmines Hall. It was small, of course, the hall, and but still there was great nights there. The hall, I think it opened in 1936, and it was my father-in-law, Mike Fitz, that built it. They cut big sticks above in the wood, and that's what they had up for the walls, and they sheeted it with the corrugated, and it's still there, sound, still the same, you know. But the fair night, and of course they'd have a band from Tralee that night. For us, in my memory, they used to have John Locke. He was connected with the Creans, the Smiths, you know, back there in camp. And of course, the ordinary Sunday nights, then they'd have the Hillards, or a lot of fellas that was able to play the melody, you know, they'd go up and they'd play for a set. And it was great, but the fair night, there used to be a big crowd that night. There used a crowd come from Kiel, and they'd walk across Bohernagluck. And they'd change their shoes, they'd go into some house and they'd change their shoes there, you know. That was about all. They used to be as dolled up at all as the women today. And our yard over at home, of course, would be full of bicycles. That was their bicycle park, you know, it would be full of bicycles. But it used to be a great night. And of course they'd have an extension that night as well. The dance would be on until 1 o'clock. And it would be a half-crown to go in. And of course the half-crown was a lot of money. A lot of money that time. It used to be only sixpence on the Sunday night. I remember it was fourpence before my time, before I went. And there was great talk about it when he rose it to sixpence. Great talk about it. And then of course it went to a shilling. But it used to be a half-crown the fair night.
So you make the pies as well, Mary?
Oh, I do. Well, I used to never make the pies really now for the fair until, well, we'd make them at home all right, like for ourselves, for the family, you know. But I never made them for sale until you started trying to revive the fair there a few years ago. But I make the pies now anyway, and they enjoy them, and it is hard work though. Hard work to make the pies, but then it is nice to keep up the old traditions, you know. Oh, very time consuming, it is. You say one thing is the baking of them, but then you have to do them again when you put them in the soup, you know, so that it is, but I think it is worth it.
You had a day off from school, Camp Fair Day as well?
Oh, we had. We used to have the day off and we'd all go up, and of course it was grand. There used to be little stalls along the side of the road that time, you know, and they'd have the bullseyes and ginger buns, and we'd be watching them going back here. The evening before, a lot of them, they'd go back here the evening before in their ponies and cars. You know, there was one little woman, we used to call her Bridgie, Main Ann. She was a big woman. She wasn't a little woman. She was a big woman. But she used to have the ginger buns with icing on top of them. And there used to be anybody halfpenny or something like that. And they used to have the bullseyes. And there was a little man. He used to have the seagrass and periwinkles. And I imagined to bring him out here, like where we had him ourselves. But at the same time, it was lovely to buy him the fair day, you know.
Mary, as well as that, Molly Leary's was a place where people would go after the dance that night.
Oh yes, Molly's was a great place. It was great. Molly used to make the pies too, and she used to often have them like a banana on a Sunday night, you know. She used to, and they'd be going in there, and she used to cook sausages for them and everything. They used to, you know. Oh, it was great. Molly's was great. We used to all go in there for our bottle of lemonade and bar of chocolate and things like that. You know, it was lovely. Molly's was lovely too. Of course, Eileen Moynihan had a little shop as well. And behind near the hall in their own house, you know, she had a little shop as well, and she used to have the minerals and the buns and sweets and cigarettes, and you know, yeah, it was lovely.
Okay, Mary, you enjoy the fair, no doubt, and with God's help, you will enjoy many more of them.
Oh, and of course, I used to go up to Mrs. Moore on the fair day when I was a young girl, you know. She used she didn't have any pies, but she'd have the tea and cold meat, and we used to go up and we'd be we used to help her the fair day, and she was lovely. Mrs. Moore was a lovely old woman. Oh, she was lovely. And all the, you know, all the men around, back around Clehan and Brandon and Keel, and we used to know them all and have great fun all day. Oh, it was great.
So they used to kind of have plates of ham, I think, in Mrs. Moore's.
Yeah, and she used to have cold mutton or beef and things as well. She used, yeah. And I remember one day, of course, it was on a Friday, and we had to cook the fish. She used to fry the fish, you know.
So there'd be no meat pies on Friday when she'd call on Friday?
No, that day now there was no meat pies, there was no meat at all, and we fried the fish. For a lot of people, you know. But Mrs. Moore had a big range, a big black range, and they'd fry the fish then. It was lovely.
And how much was drink that time? How much was the pint?
Oh, God, Bridget, I suppose it was only about 10 pence that time, like in the early days, you know. That's all. It's about 10 pence. And it went up into about a shilling, of course, and I think it came back down. Then was it to 11 pence at one? There was one time that it did come down a penny or something.
My father used to always say that it was very strong in those days.
Well, I think it's so that the people weren't so used to it, you know. But some people tell you that if you cut a pint, you know, and if it was overflowing, that it would stick to the counter. It was so strong. But I don't know, was that true too? I don't know.
I suppose they didn't drink it regularly, so...
They didn't, no, because they wouldn't have the money for it, you know. No. Of course, the railway here now was a great thing because the drivers, you know, and they'd come in always. They'd cross the road there, and I can remember Billy Hanlon, as we were talking about him a while ago, and they used to have, you know, little overalls, a jacket and a pants, and they'd have the waist in their pocket, and they'd be wiping their hands coming in. You know, and they'd come in and have their couple of pints, and then when they'd be going out, we'd see them going across the road, and they'd be wiping their puss, and they'd be going across the road out, you know. So that was a great addition, of course, and that's why this pub was built, and Mike Neal's as well. Like, that's why they were built, you see, on account of the train.
And of course the train used to stop for a break going back as well, like people come out.
Oh, yes. No, they would, yeah.
And my father said that the sheep used to be taken away in the train at one time by the buyers.
Well, I don't remember that now at all, mind you. But I remember, of course, the train going once a month to Dingle, to the fairs, all right. And then there was an auction fair in August, and they used to have, that was by Lord Ventry.
Right, yeah.
That was before my time as well. But they used to have the pins down near the ditch there, down in our field, and they'd bring the lambs there. It was called the auction fair by Lord Ventry. But I don't remember the sheep going in the train at all. No.
Just that a memory of my father's now was that the sheep were loaded out here in front and taken away in the train. But of course he probably heard that from someone.
But I suppose he might remember. Yeah, he would remember it too. Yeah, gosh, he would, you know.
Way back.
That'd be going back further, of course. And maybe they were done in my time too, but I don't remember it like kind of, you know.
Shifted off in the train.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they used to walk them home a lot of the time.
Oh, walk them home, of course. They used to walk them from Brandon, like, and that was the idea for coming the night before and staying around, you know.
And Mary, they'd take down the pins the next day or the week after or whatever.
Well, it would be depend. It would be an excuse to go up to camp again for a few pints the next day. And maybe if they had a pint too many, they might let them there for a couple of more days, you know. But you'd often see them there the following Sunday when you'd be going to Mass. It might be a week after. But that was another part of it. Because the taking down of the pins was another part of the fair.
There was kind of like about 4 days in it almost. The putting down.
Oh, yes. They brought out well, indeed. Yeah, it was. And the preparation for it, you know, with the sheep and everything, it was.
Picking them out and all that.
Oh, yes, it was a big thing, you know. But the dance, like, was really the biggest night of the year, you know. It was.
I mean, Camp Fair must be one of the only fairs that women and children come to.
I suppose it was really that. Well, I suppose Ballinclare now they used to come to it too, maybe, yeah. But of course, that the children started coming there, as you said, like when they had the day off from school, you know, that they'd come.
Well, we're here in Mike Nail's pub, the Railway Bar in Camp, and we couldn't be in a better place this evening because there's music, there's singing, there's everything going on. And of course, what else are we doing? We're talking about Camp Fair and Camp Fair Day, and we're here talking to the man of the house himself, Mike O'Neill.
Hello, Bridge.
How's it going, Mike?
Not so bad at all.
Your memories of Camp Fair, Mike?
My memories of Camp Fair basically is I remember going to Camp Fair one year and I was kind of short of cash. And I'd be going up with the likes of Alexander O'Donnell and Massey Joe and Patchy and Driscoll and a few more of them fellas, and all them fellas had uncle and aunts around the place, and they'd get a tenner or a threepenny bit after uncles and aunts, but God knows I knew no one. So I swore, I said the following year I'd have money, and by God I did, because Maureen Shea at the time was buying blackberries. And what we used to do going to school, I used to fill up the canister of blackberries and passing up Jean Driscoll's house. There was an old well, and we'd top up the old well, I'd top up the canister with water and throw an odd carrig of a rock into it, and you'd have to be sure that Maureen was busy inside when she'd tell you to dump the canister of blackberries. And I suppose I pulled, excuse the pun, but I pulled the wool over Maureen Shea's eyes, I suppose, a few times. And but I tell you one thing, I had money for Camp Fair the following year. Now, what I remember about Camp Fair would be on the night of Camp Fair, would be, I suppose, one of the biggest nights that this house would have, in the sense that we had Paddy Joe's, now Mike Fitz's next door, the pub here, and Molly Leary's restaurant, and the Ballroom of Romance, Tig Moynihan's dance hall. And of course, that time ladies wouldn't frequent bars at all. They went into Molly for their soft drinks and their sandwiches, etc. And all the boys then had assembled in both pubs. And after being at the fair, and I'm sure there was lots of rear-on rula-bula, and back they'd go to the dance hall, and anything could happen after that, then we'd leave it to your imagination.
So tell us, everybody went to the dance, Camp Fair night?
Everyone went to the dance on a Camp Fair night that time. It was the big social occasion, I suppose, of the year. It was the biggest event anyway that I can, it was the biggest crowds that we would have here.
So they did a special way of making the floors slippery.
They had, Tig Moynihan, with his hat on him, I remember it well. And he'd go over to Paddy Joe for a gallon of paraffin and he'd get his crystals. I mean, if the fire officer today heard of it, he'd be shot.
Murder.
It was totally against, I suppose, when you think about it, you were spraying paraffin on the floor of a dance hall where there was a big crowd. But by God, was it skeety. You could slither around them boards by like no business.
So many a love story began.
Oh God, I'd say so. Unfinished. I'd say so. We'll say no more about that.
So that was the only dance in the whole year in Camp, of course.
In the finish, I think so, yeah. And I think that went on into the 70s. I'm not sure what year. I think it did, yeah. But I mean, the hall was famous all over the peninsula at one stage.
Who used to play, Mike?
Jory Barry. What was it? The Glen Rover Band. Jory Barry and Cashel Gregory was one that I remember. Now, I'm sure there's...
the Hillards and...
I could imagine, I wouldn't so, I'd be smart, between young for that, no.
Yeah, they were before your time.
They were a bit before my time. I'm sure there's more now you could...
But Jory Barry, remember
Jory Barry, the Glen Rovers, yes.
Yeah.
And mighty nights and mighty stories could be brought up. Oh, they could, indeed, yes, yeah.
So you didn't ever buy or sell sheep, I suppose?
I never bought or sold sheep. I'd ate them all right, Bridge. I'd ate them all right. The only thing I know about...
Did you buy?
Oh, God, I did. Oh, I did. Mamie Barry's pies and Maureen Shea's pies and Mary Dunn's pies. Mighty. There's eating and drinking in them.
Lovely, Mike. So that's Camp Fair.
That's basically my old memories of Camp Fair, but 'tis a pity we have to keep it going.
Yeah.
And fair play to yourself and the community council and all that to keep it ticking over. Maybe we might open that old dance hall yet. You never know.
Another ballroom of romance.
Another ballroom of romance.
There was always romance in Camp.
And there is still all the time.
That's lovely.
How much is that dog in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that dog in the window? I hope the doggy for sale. Shall we start it again? She's off, Kate. She's off. See, this way. Oh, that's a G. All right, that's a G. Easy now. Now hold it now. How much is that dog in the window? The one with the waggly tail. Cut. Steady yourself. Hello. Steady. Right? How much is that?
You're pinching her too soon.
What? Oh, she knows it's not Sunday, yeah. You're all right. Relax a bit. How much is that dog in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that dog in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. At night when it's dark and there's cover, with flashlights to shine in the dark, I hope that my doggy will scare them away with one. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy for sale.
You asked me my memories of Camp Fair, and I suppose my best cracking Camp Fair was Camp Fair of '97. We had a mighty weekend altogether, and I was kind of not feeling too well on a Tuesday night after Camp Fair, and I retired early. And a few of my mates decided that, well, they'd have one more extra night out of it. And as I was lying in my bed at just before closing time, the racket started downstairs, and I could hear the whole crack. And all of a sudden I got this brainwave, and I wrote a phone. And it goes something like this. I was lying in my bed last night, recovering from the fair. I heard the racket in the snug, and I knew the gang were there. John Dial, he called for Beamish, and to everyone he stood. Paddy O'Donnell was asked to sing a song, and by Christ he said he would. Bree Dunn could not stop laughing, as she did throughout Camp Fair, and the song that Paddy chose to sing was the lovely Rose of Clare. His tales of Murshin and Durkin would put McAvoy to shame. He's so proud of his achievements since he won his cycling game. He started out last Sunday, and he took on the might of Cork. And when the boys were only into machines, Paddy was in New York. There are others down there also, including the two Jims. And whatever they are drinking, it definitely isn't Pimm's. Now Massey, Joe and Mahoney are arguing once more, and now I hear the chairman approaching the back door. Carol is in the corner, she's smoking a cigarette. No one asked her to sing a song, but by God, there's a long night there yet. Now all this noisy racket is driving me around the bend, and Hugh Ian has started to sing The Candles in the Wind. Now, it's approaching the hour of midnight, and I am going to Rome and tell him that Camp Fair is over and 'tis time to go home.
This is a poem written by a local man, and it recalls the days of the Camp Fair years ago. It's called reflections of a 50s fair. Dogs barking, men whistling, herald the dawn of a campfire morn. 2 weeks ago, 2 pegs marked the pen site, undisputed. Now at dawn, men with sheep and dogs and sticks adjust their caps. Old men with hats stand back, sages of form and fleece, silent. Red lead rail pens, end to end, slanted as if by prevailing wind. Hold wethers, yos, and a lone ram tied up outside. Jobbers with high brown boots, quarter-tipped, squat with hawkish eyes, searching for strong sheep and weak owners. In the pub, deals were done. Mediums drank, men from Keele, Brandon and Derrymore talk of dogs and caragobs. Lassie and Tameen dance a hornpipe in a half-moon room to puss music from a fluted comb. Soon we'll eat. Maureen and Mamie's mutton pies floating in souline soup. A plate of ham, a lone tomato, tea and thick sliced bread. Tonight in the hall, Tig with hat askew throws crystals on the floor. Friction free. Mike and Pauline with waltz time music play for laddered stocking stiletto-heeled feet. 3 Marys peeped through quarter pane at couples gliding past. She's from Cool. He's a stranger. Next door, Con and Paddy Joe keep watch for button blue uniforms. They raided camp last night, you know. A sheep fair day ends for a youth back in 55. Gurmagwith.